Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I welcome Dr. V.K. Jayaraghavendra Rao, and he will talk on the topic Good Agriculture Practices for Clean Plant Production of Horticulture Board. I now request the speaker to begin. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and sincere thanks to agriinformation.com for giving me this opportunity. And of late, I have been trying to be a consultant for this National Horticulture Board. And here, some tasks were actually assigned to us, like what are the good agriculture practices and what is this clean plant production program of the National Horticulture Board. See, already you know that the NHB, it is called, you can go to their website. The National Horticulture Board is the one which runs the MIDH program, the Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture. So now, given this particular mandate, see the clean plant production. It may be guava, it may be mango, it may be avocado, it may be dragon fruit, and so on and so forth. See, wherever possible, the clean plant production is of much, much importance. See, now, if suppose you take the paddy or ragi or something, maybe in some pockets, if the planting material or the seeds are faulty, only a few farmers are going to be affected. But in case of the horticulture crops, the perennials, the clean plant production is of very, very importance, because once you plant a faulty tree, once you plant a faulty plant, it is going to be there for years and years. And your productivity is going to be hit. See, for example, the Mexican beetle, which you also, the Parthenium grass, what you say, the Parthenium hysterophorus was imported to India when the wheat production program was going on during the Green Revolution days. And then, see, that's why today's quarantine, whether from outside or inside, or the production of clean plant becomes very, very important. Because, see, today our horticulture production is 354 million metric tons plus. We have a record production, except the value addition, I'll go on telling you. To start this particular good agriculture practices for producing the clean plant production, also called as CPP in short, is a very maiden program, a flagship program of the. And I'll be taking through why this is important and why the awareness should be created through agriinformation.com. It may be nurserymen, it may be the stakeholders, it may be farmers, and so on and so forth. See, now we are right here. Okay, and I've been approached by the KPMG very shortly, so just we'll be delivering some keynotes on this particular thing. Okay, that's okay. Now, there's a manual, you can also go through it. I'll very quickly tell you what are the things. So FAO defines a collection of principles to apply for on-farm production. Okay, and we have to have a production process, and all the safe practices, maybe economic viability, environmental sustainability, social acceptability, food safety, and quality. All these are very important. And especially seeds and planting material, which are not for human consumption, had to be procured, produced, okay, and with all diversity, nutrient management, we need to follow certain rules and procedures, okay, how to handle them, sales, trading, and even tracing. See, suppose, there is a nursery somewhere in the remote corner of India. And, if I have an RFID technology, I can say that the faulty plants or the planting material is coming from here. I require that sort of traceability. Okay, so now, where did it go? Just a minute. Give me 1 minute. Oh, 1 minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. I think I am on the wrong slide. No, this is the wrong slide. 1 minute. I'll just open. Okay. 2 minutes.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. Because
Nice.
There are many slides like that. That's
Yeah,
the matter. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Are you listening, ma? You are
yes,
hearing?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
fine, fine. Yeah, okay. So the Clean Plan program, especially in case of it's a central sector project. I told you that the National Horticulture Board runs it. Okay, so the objective here is to enhance the yield of horticulture crops, disseminate and adopt climate resilient varieties. It may be dragon fruit, it may be avocado, it may be a particular rootstock for mango. See, these are all very specific things. See, suppose, I was in Tamil Nadu, Erode very recently. So the farmers were asking, see, avocado comes in 2, 3 different flavors. There's a Haas variety, which is a very hard variety, whose, the fat content is about 33%. So some of the varieties like Arka Samrat, which we have released, they are not Haas varieties or hard varieties because we have put it on the South African rootstock. So therefore, people want a clean plant. They want a hardy plant which acclimatizes to the particular Coimbatore or Erode or whatever environment, and also need to protect the ecosystem, disease control. At the planting material stage itself, you should have a clean plant. See, suppose, in case of the banana suckers, we use the very clean rhizomes. Why are we going for the tissue culture plants? Because the rhizome may be affected. Okay, Panama wilt may be there. So there may be so many other diseases which are coming from the planting material itself. See, once when you have a disease planting material, your yields are gone, your taste is gone, and your whole productivity, labor, everything gets wasted. It is something like, when somebody gives childbirth, they do what is called as the Down syndrome test. They do hundreds of tests before the pregnancy is cleared. See, it is not that we don't love our children or don't want to have a progeny. The issue there is to have a healthy progeny so that afterwards you don't get a brain injured child or suffer for the rest of your life. So here, the stakeholder capacities of adoption, they're also going to be enhanced, and especially in the National Horticulture Board, the task here is to meet the various nurserymen, network them with the ICR institutes, get the best of the varieties, maybe Arka Samrat, Arka Kiran Guava, or whatever it is, true to type. So it is about 2,100 crores with 50% funding coming from the Asian Development Bank for a period of 7 years. This is the whole Clean Plant program. So in order to do this particular thing, you require CAP. That means good agriculture practices. See, suppose, just I always give analogous examples. See, a pregnant woman, the moment somebody conceives in the first trimester, second trimester, there are so many do's and don'ts, how to take care. Okay, what are the things they should do? They should not do hard work, or, they should take adequate rest, medication, and so on. Similar things are also there in this one. Then post-entry quarantine. That means the moment it was never. So post-entry quarantine is an establishment of imported planting material of apple, walnut. Okay, they're all established in Srinagar, Bikaner, Mukteshwar, and Arunachal Pradesh, because it is here that the outside foreign planting material comes to India. So therefore, 1.37 crore planting material, which includes apple, grapes, and other things, had to be imported. Okay, about 10.64 lakh planting material also has to be done in the first year. Therefore, the post-entry quarantine are established through ICR in the respective institutes. Okay, so therefore, finally, what we want to get is quarantine, disease-free, quality planting material to be made available to the states. So here, both the ICR Institute where I work, IIHR is one of the nodal centers, the state governments of horticulture, the various nurserymen, the consultants, all these stakeholders join together and you get a clean plant program. So before going into the process and things, okay, already now there are so many funds available like the Agri Infrastructure Fund. Okay, then we also have all this nurserymen, supply chain infrastructure. So a lot of biostimulant production, especially Jeevamrut, all these things, going more and more into the organic side of it. And then also some post-harvest management project like pack house, ripening chamber. You have this Docus dorsalis, the fruit fly which comes in mango, where the vapor heat treatment has to be done. And suppose if we are using this sort of a mango for developing your clean plant production, you're gone. So therefore, all this agri infrastructure Structure Fund also funds this particular nursery infrastructure, plant production, clean plant production measures in order for you to get the clean plant. Now moving further, see contract farming also, see many of this, banana or, there are so many nurserymen. You are seeing this particular map here. Everything cannot be done by an ICAR institute. The clean plant production program is done in collaboration with the ICAR institute, the local nursery, the Department of Horticulture, and all these things adequately substituted, supplemented, and complemented by the National Horticulture Board. And then, there are so many contract companies like Desai Fruits, INA Farms, Mahindra. They're also into this clean plant production, contract farming. Everywhere, the plant protection and then the clean plant production is of utmost importance. So now, similarly, we are also, we have engaged the farmer producer organics to produce our seeds. There is also something called as the organic seeds. Okay, there is some perilla seeds. So some people are all very, very specifically trained, and they're specialists in some of this seed production. Similarly, potatoes grown in Gujarat, and then, for McDonald's, you require this Burger King, this is called the white aloo, safed aloo, it's also called. Okay, Balaji Foods, McCain, the smiley is what you eat, that comes from this particular Pahari aloo. Pahari means the potatoes grown on the hill. So therefore, for French fries itself, we require so many. So therefore, we have also tied up with big names like Amul, which have been flowing in the state. So a lot of processing plants and seed material also coming. So what is expected by the states is some action plans. Okay, cashew, niche and exotic fruit crops, for example, dragon fruit. You don't have planting material. And then, you should also get the certified things, especially all the crops which are suitable for high density planting. So therefore, now this clean plant production, we have already told you that the pathogens should not be there. They should be tested. They should be maintained in the G1 box, and there should not be much variation. This is called as a clean plant. So the graft plants are also to be grafted on disease-free planting material. You have got a rootstock and a scion issue, especially the grapevines. We have 1813 Dogridge, and you have got St. Thomas rootstock for saline condition. So whatever you want, you can either graft it or you can go for the sapling. Sapling means what is produced by the seed is called as the sapling. Well, when you take a rootstock and a scion with compatible rootstock, which are very hardy, like Bappakai, Volur and all, they're all, this very sour varieties which are used only as rootstock. So they have a better acclimatization in the particular area. So the required Malihabad mango, Badami or, Kesar Alfonso is grafted on that. So similarly, in case of grapes, people, this virus infection has to be avoided, blackberries, all those things also. This is the thing, the clean plant production, healthy horticulture through clean plants is a very important mission statement. Okay, and then all the nurserymen and the National Horticulture Board, the ICAR Institute. So we want world-class crops for the clean plant centers. This is one at IIHR we do have. Okay, to establish crops with a clean plant center so that, the nurserymen are again certified by ICAR or by the National Horticulture Board, and they are the ones who are responsible to produce and supply the clean plant material. So similarly, even in other nations also, people do this clean plant production program, especially avoiding the pathogens and pests. For example, in case of cotton, okay, we had this BT cotton which has come, or, when temperature increases in Texas, it is affected by this pot borers and so on. So that is how in the Netherlands also certification of seeds, cuttings and nursery stock. In India also we've been trying. So we've been testing for viruses, bacteria and fungi. Okay, we also collaborate with growers and international organ to maintain very high standards. So about inspection, this is what exactly we are also going to do in India in the clean plant production program. Similarly, other countries, they have this domestic phytosanitary certification program. and nurseries are going to be certified, inspected, and then only the clean plant is going to come. Even in Australia, you have a similar one. Australia has a grapevine industry, berries, cranberry, for example. I think you have drank the cranberry juice. It comes from Australia. So now, similarly, so many success stories are there. So therefore, the Indian government has also been taking, because ours is a huge country with more diverse things. You know, you may have a cashew in NRC at Puttur. Okay, we have grape center at we have the grape center at Pune, then we have the onion and garlic center at Nasik, we have the banana center in Tiruchirappalli. So wherever possible, if at all we have to spread the length and breadth of this country with this, the center for Kamalam or the dragon fruit is at IAHR. We have the center of protected cultivation, whether it is Arka Kiran, red guava for juice, or it is Kesar Alfonso. So you require a quality standard planting material. And similarly, I told you about avocado, our Arca Supreme. Okay, not the Haas variety, which is a very hardy variety for India. So wherever you know you have to change either the rootstock or the scion, and you should see that the particular clean plant works in a particular area around the 126 climatic zones in India. So therefore, the Indian government also came out in 2018 to 23, there are a lot of apple plants are increasing, imports are increasing, dragon fruit is increasing, butter fruit is increasing. So therefore, there is a growing demand for planting materials, especially apple, avocados, and blueberries. Blueberry jam, I think most of you must have eaten, and it's a very, very tasty thing. And then, this is what people in the cities are demanding. So therefore, the Clean Plant program is aiming to reduce this quarantine period to 6 months and make it easier for farmers to access disease-free and authentic planting material. There are not many authentic nurseries. If you say that where is the dragon fruit available, people say ba ba ba. Okay, if you say where is the authentic Arka Neelmani or Arka Kiran planting material, IAHR is only one institute, but IAHR alone cannot do all the job. Therefore, we also we outsource it to many nurserymen. We are going to inspect the nurserymen. And then, across centers, whether NRC grapes, NRC onion, garlic, or it is NRC of banana, Tiruchirappalli. We have so many spices, cuttings, vanilla. All this planting material must be very, very authentic. So the national initiative, already we told you, it's announced first in February 2023, especially coming under the Atmanirbhar Clean Plant program. So I've already told you what is the clean plant and the consumer superior produce that is free from viruses. See, here it is very important. See, now if you have a very healthy child, it's not that the medical issue, you have less of problems. Or, during pregnancy, all sorts of tests are done so that the mother should be healthy, the child should be healthy, and it should be a healthy family. People should be a happy family. So if I give you a diseased planting material, the cost of cultivation will be high, the farmer runs into loss, then the government has to give you some subsidies, and so many things are going to come here and there. So that is the whole goal and aim and mission statement of the national initiative of the Clean Plant program. So virus prevention, I've already told you. Okay, then they are also going to 9 world-class state-of-the-art clean plant centers. I told you one is going to come out at Pune, Nasik. Okay, then we have the mushroom one coming at Solan. IAHR is one of the clean plant producing centers, especially to revolutionize horticulture. We have the Kamalam or the dragon fruit center, which also at IAHR. So we have about 6-7 centers. Okay, this is again coming under the MIDH, or the Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture. They have put in a record 1,765.67 crores, a robust certification system. So I'll tell you how to certify, how to do it, and that gap when I cover it, it's all there. So Clean Plant program, I've already told you. I need not tell much about the budget and all that. Okay, our Agri Ministry is the one which is the nodal ministry. I'll tell you about the 9 Clean Plant Centers program. Okay, so all these things are there. We'll get a very I'll tell you how the collaboration, it may be with agri universities, ICR Institute, I told you IIHR is one of the things. Okay, then we also have the global best practices coming from USA, Australia, Netherlands. Okay, that's how the team are their core components. So everywhere in a clean, suppose IIHR is a clean plant center. We have disease diagnosis, therapeutic, whether it has a viral infection, okay, tomato leaf curl virus, or so many other viruses which cannot be removed after the seed. Now, in case of tomato seeds, when you produce it, you have to use the net in the nursery. Otherwise, the Bemisia tabaci or the white fly, which is a vector, is going to spread the tomato leaf curl virus. So similarly, the clean material at maybe a G1 stage, a G2 stage of the germplasm, okay, we undergo many stages. So there are so many output. One is, we establish a regulatory framework. We have 9 clean plant centers. I told you the 9 institutes. Okay, ICAR Institute, IIHR is one. Okay, then certified clean planting material produced by accredited nurseries. This is our main job, to accredit the nurseries, visit them, network them, and then train them, do hand holding, and so on and so forth. See, look at the 9 centers. Pune is one center for grape. Okay, at Mukteshwar, you have this temperate fruits for apple and walnut. We have one ICR, Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture at Srinagar, for apple, almond, and walnut, etc. Then we have one at CISH, Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture. Mango, guava, and lychee is covered by the Lucknow Center. Then the IIHR Bengaluru covers the mango, guava, and avocado. I've already told you. Solapur covers the pomegranate. Nagpur covers the citrus, musambi, and all that. I think many of you don't know that the citrus peel and the musambi peel, the oil is extracted. I've been working with one of the Rural Integrated Development Society at Anantapur, where a lot of, musambi is grown. So I'm trying to, extract oil from the citrus and the sweet orange, and that particular oil is used in the cosmetic industry. So then we have one Central Institute of Arid Horticulture of Tropical Fruits, the bur fruit, the jujube, jujuba. Okay, then we have the regional recession, Malda, and so many things for mango, subtropical fruits. So the G1 is called as a fundamental material. And look at these 9 coordinating centers where IIHR I am sitting is one of the important centers. So now what we will be doing is, we will be going with the various nurseries, accredited nurseries. Okay, from the clean plant centers, the output 2 to output 3, we certify the nurseries, we check them, and then we renew their licenses on an yearly basis. A very thorough screening. I'll tell you when I tell you the good agriculture practices, you'll know how difficult it is for a nurseryman to give the good planting material. So all these things are there. I'll not go into much details. For each and everything, there is already a virus there, or, I'll not go into this. Citrus, okay, Indian citrus ring spot virus. So all our clean planting material should be free from many of these viruses, diseases, fruit fly, Docus dorsalis, and so on and so forth. So similarly, plums also, everyone, wherever there is a disease incidence coming from the planting material, like banana, I told you it comes from the suckers. The Panama wilt, for example, the Vadop, one district, one product, where rasbale is a very important product of Mysore district. The Nanjangud rasbale, which is affected heavily by banana wilt. So therefore, if you give a disease-free planting material, today there is no rasbale, it's all Elakki banana in and around Karnataka. And of course, rasbale is a premium banana. So how to revive this? This is all coming under the Clean Plant program. Obviously, lychee also has different strains of viruses, avocado virus, pomegranate. So all those things are going to be there. So I'll very quickly tell you, take a clean plant, okay, test all its features, and then, you also put in the lab, you incubate it, and then, which are the ones to be discarded, which are the root stock to be done. So it should be done. What are our distribution options, final testing, how to eliminate the virus, from where you get the source material. All these things matter a lot. So I've already told you, this is how we control. Now we'll go to the good agriculture practices. See what a nursery man has to do. If he has to be certified as a good nursery man, he's going to, let us say, he's going to be called as a accredited nursery from IIHR. So what are the food safety and quality he has to do? So how he has to produce this seed? So all the production systems which are cultivated in open fields, protected cultivation, hydroponic and aeroponics come under the clean production program, under the GAP, good agriculture practices. So now, suppose I am a nursery man, okay, fresh fruits and vegetables, the exhaustive list is given, flowers and ornamental, okay, whether it's intercrop or anything, the moment I claim that I am a nursery man who is going to produce a clean planting material for you, okay, under this program, I have to undergo the certification. Like when you drive a vehicle, you require a license. When you drive a vehicle, you require a fitness certificate, you require a pollution testing. Okay, you require an insurance paper to run your vehicle. These are the 5 documents I was seeing the YouTube. Similarly, if you have to be an accredited nurseryman, you require many of this particular thing. Only product that are produced by producers will be certified. See, suppose I am a nurseryman, my product is going to be certified. I cannot receive certification for production of products other than that. See, suppose, I sublet I outsource my activity to some other 100 nurserymen and I take the certification and I start selling, such bogus things and fraud activities are not going to be encouraged. Okay. And this GAP means good agriculture practice certification rules, does not apply to wild crops and wild harvest. There is a wild sesamum, there is a wild landrace of sugarcane. It doesn't apply to that, because that is the one which is there in the natural genetic pool, and as and when required, the breeders or sugarcane breeding institute or XYZ will take it, certify it, release it as a co-variety or PKM variety of Moringa 1. Okay, after releasing, then only I am going to pick, suppose Moringa PKM1 is the variety, very ruling variety of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, 3,000 rupees per kilo. Now, after they produce the breeder seed, it is going to be distributed. Then, suppose I am a nursery man who is going to produce PKM1 of TNAU. I require a certification. It is not enough that if the TNAU professor Sundaraya is going to give me he is a professor at that horticulture Periakulam. So it's not enough that if he certificates, I should get a certification from CAP. I should get it from the National Horticulture Board. Then only I can continue as a nursery. So to get a certification from the National Horticulture Board or the department or whatever, I should be following the package of practice, obviously. And the package of practice must be developed either by TNAU or by ICR or by KVK or something. It cannot be your own package of practice like Ramar Pillai, who says that he can produce petrol by water. See, such obnoxious things are not going to be allowed here. Then obviously the nursery should have a good site. The soil health must be very good. And in the last 5 years, he should have a documentation. What are the things he did? Whether that particular nursery land was flooded or inundated, or whether it has a lot of virus. See, suppose, if a planting material is highly diseased, so instead of giving the planting material and increasing the production and productivity, we are actually supplying the seeds. That's what happened to Saddam Hussein in Iraq. They told he is developing WMD, weapons of mass destruction. He is going to do a bacterial warfare. He can create a AIDS virus and he can spread it. So therefore, the seeds and planting material, okay, all the recommended and approved varieties have to be taken. I told you the PKM1 Moringa seeds. So after that, they should be disease-free. They should be non-genetically modified plants. Say, for example, BT cotton is a genetically modified plant where the MON 531 gene is patented by Monsanto. So you cannot take it and start producing, because otherwise the copyright and the patent issues are going to come. So therefore, this is how the seed and planting material, the OP varieties, open pollinated varieties, certified breeder seeds, when it is given by ICR or XYZ, that you can multiply. You cannot take patented material, MON 531, BT cotton and start multiplying. Okay, soil health management, you will do it as per the things. Nutrient management as far as possible. If you claim that the package of practices, today there's another concept called as the organic seed. If you are going to produce organic seed, you should use the organic and a package of practices. Okay. Compost should be prepared through aerobic composting. Okay. There are some cocoa peat and all, where anaerobic fermentation is used. You cannot use directly sewage, sludge, and your toilets cannot be put into the field because that's highly toxic. Suppose the BBMP waste you are going to take, you cannot put it as an organic farming fertilizer because there will be so much of toxicity, heat is produced, a lot of viruses, a lot of diseases there. Okay, therefore, something should be aerobically composted, some fertilizer should be anaerobically composted, then it should be certified that this particular BBMP waste has become a organic or a fermented manure. That's why we say the fermented. Like, pickle. Unless the pickle is, nicely cultured and all that, you cannot simply sell anything as a pickle. Okay, there are certain package of practices to be followed. Water management also. You are producing seeds called as a dryland seed, but you are heavily irrigating in a nursery. You are using sewage water, industrial waste. So, with very high salt concentration should not be used, because when I apply such planting material in my field where the conditions are different and it is not an average condition for an average farmer, so I cannot get the certification. Plant protection also, I should use minimum plant protection and the recommended plant protection measures, so that, the economic threshold, ET level. For example, in some plants we say 5 insects are the economic threshold per level. Less than 5 insects, it is not there. Yesterday I was reading something about the sugar patient. Earlier they told any sugar level less than 140 is normal. Postprandial less than 160 or something. But today the doctor says even the postprandial sugar can be 250. Also, the reading can be there. So therefore, the standards of plant protection has to be followed. Even botanical pesticides can also be used. Then choice of plant protection products. See, normally, what the ICR or the KVK and State Agriculture University recommend is, what is the frequency, what is the dosage, whether organic pesticides are going to be used or botanical pesticides are used, what are the recommended dose, time of application. See, normally everything is applied before 60 days. 30 days afterwards, you can check for leaf hoppers, stem borers, and so on and so forth. When the flowering is there, you can check for the fruit fly, Docus dorsalis in mango. So there are, then when to do pruning, when to do back pruning, when to do front pruning. Okay, all these package of practices will have to be followed. Then only we can certify it as a clean plant program, plant protection products. Storage and handling of plant protection products. You cannot use outdated pesticides, outdated fungicides, ditanium 45, so on and so forth. Okay, and then what is the dilution and what is the concentration? One will have to be very, very careful about it. Then, you cannot outsource the farming operation to subcontractors because you are getting the license. I already told you in the very first slide itself that when you are producing in the nursery, you are going to get the certificate. Okay, you cannot get it. It is something like you have opened Saravana Bhavan Hotel and you will get all the idlis and other things prepared by some other person, and you cannot get a certificate that this is Adyar Ananda Bhavan Idli. Okay, some certification rules are there. Harvesting also, the harvesting machine should be clean, and then there should be a very good harvesting procedure. In case of mango, we use the Dapoli harvester or the IHR harvester. Along with pedicel, you will have to do this one. Along with the pedicel, you will have to harvest. That is the standard procedure. Then post-harvest produce exclusion means to prevent and minimize losses of the crops after they have been harvested, encompassing activities from, suppose, you harvest a seed and keep it for 6-7 months. The viability is gone. Or a planting material is put as cutting. So the viability of the cutting may be 3 months. So therefore, you'll have to take adequate care in all these things, and then you'll have to do it. Okay, parallel production cannot be done. See, that means you are showing some nursery in and around Hesarghatta, but you are producing the plant in Turvekere. That cannot be done. The certification cannot be given like that. Residue management system, there's a how much of pesticide residues are allowed after 15 days of harvest on the fruits or on the seed material. There are certain FSS Act 1986. I've given you this link here. You can go through them. and then get into this. So if it is exceeding there are so many sampling bodies, first party sampling, second party sampling, third party sampling. Before NHB or any certificate agency has to give you a certificate, they are going to check. Suppose I come from IIHR to check you. So I can do the sampling. Risk assessment, okay, that RMS operators, okay, residue management specialists, okay, plant protection products, okay, what are the MRL, minimum residue levels? So what are the production sites? So a certificate is given to be very, very specific. It is a nursery in Ivarakandapura village for mango using the rootstock Papakai or using the rootstock Totapuri or Neelam, on which a Malihabad mango, Dasheri mango is grafted. Avocado, Arca Supreme is grafted on the South African rootstock. So everything will be very, very clearly mentioned, and that particular nursery is going to be accredited and they will get the things. So there are testing results. So traceability from which nursery the planting material has come, the seed has come, when it is packed, in which batch, all those RFID technology, resonance frequency image mapping can identify it has come from the nursery 1204 of some Muni Venkatappa. So we can identify and we can sue you, or you can, these are all legal terms also. Suppose if the minimum residue levels exceed also, we can take action, we can investigate, and necessary action can be taken. Okay, so that's all from my side. I end the presentation here. Sincere thanks once again. I open it for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. I will take up the questions now. In the meantime, please stop sharing the screen, sir.
Yeah, you can take some questions. I'll be ready to answer you.
Okay. Can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your full video?
Acha, you want me to share the PPT?
No, you stop sharing the screen, sir.
Yeah, I will
so
stop
that
sharing.
you can see your video fully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1
I'll
minute.
move on to the questions, sir.
Okay, you're able to see me?
Yeah. I'll take up the questions now.
Yeah.
What are the eligibility criteria for farmers or nurseries to participate in CPP initiative?
Yeah, see now the National Horticulture Board has taken guidelines, and when I go as a consultant, my first job will be to check the credentials of the existing nurseries, how long he has been a nurseryman, what are his credentials, okay, how many farmers he has given already, okay, who has certified him. Let us say IIHR certified, there is there's a nursery very close to IIHR. We have some 4 or 5 nurseries. Let us say Gunashila nursery is a certified nursery. Okay, so now after checking the credentials of this nursery, okay, we will also check his certificates if he has already got one, either from Agriculture University or IIHR or by the Department of Horticulture. So after checking all that, so we will ask about, now I am going to give him the dragon fruit plant from IIHR, which is one of the 9 centers I already showed you. Then at an initial stage, within an SCSP program or a TSP program, we will supply, let us say, 1,000 cuttings as a mother cuttings. Okay, then afterwards we will say 1 year time for you to propagate, and at the end of 1 year, when from 1,000 cuttings, let us say he has made 1 lakh cuttings. He has already done it. Then at that time, we are going to check the cuttings for its viability, okay, whether it can be put in the thing, for which soil it suits, okay, what is the viability of that particular cutting. All these things are going to be checked, and then only we are going to issue the certificate. So now every certification from IIHR or from any agency, okay, it is valid only for 1 year. You cannot take a license and go on for truth. That is in the CPP program, the role of NHP, the role of this coordinating center, the role of the consulting firm, they all are very, very crucial.
Okay. Are there any subsidies or financial support mechanisms under NHP?
See, now for example, even in IIHR we keep doing, see, among the nurserymen, the emphasis will be given for nurseries run by women, emphasis will be given for nurseries run by SC/ST and the TSP program, tribal sub-plan. Okay, it will also done in the Northeast. What are the women-centric CBBO. It's also called the cluster-based business organizations. So preference will be given to them and subsidies. See, a big farmer and I see many software engineers coming to IIHR and asking us to train them in nursery management and all that. I said, you don't come here, and we don't want software engineers to come into horticulture and take it up as a passion. We want already the people who are dependent on horticulture for livelihood. So such farmers we select. There is a subsidy component. There's an agri-infrastructure component with, they give you 5 crore rupees as loan with 3% interest, very low interest for a period of 7 years. So such facilities are not there for normal public. We cannot give a software engineer a nurseryman certificate.
Okay. What kind of diagnostic and testing facilities are provided under the CPP program, sir?
Yeah, under the CPP program, see, for example, the virus detecting kit. It is called the ELISA technique, the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. See, now when I use all these aflatoxins in case of groundnut or in case of some other crop, so when I use this ELISA technique, I'll know which is having the virus, which is not having the virus. Okay, which is a disease planting material in case of banana, whether the cuttings or these, suckers or the rhizomes in case of banana, whether they're disease-free or not, I can find out. So such a nursery will be rejected then and there. He cannot get a certificate. And once when a fellow is blacklisted, there's an RFID technology, just like, your cinema ticket are scanned. The moment you scan and one lot of planting material comes from some Divya Bandhu nursery, it is going to be blacklisted. That's all. So therefore, such RFID mechanisms and, quarantine movement across states, you must have seen in all the tolls also, a lot of heavy inspectors will be doing they'll be very quarantine inspectors, they are called. So a disease plant, even you cannot transport rice from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka. Okay, they may catch you unless you have a license, you have a, way bill and so on. Transporting planting material, bringing planting material from abroad, they have to undergo 2,000 checks. It is not so easy to do it.
Okay. How is planting material tested and certified as clean or disease-free?
Yeah. See, now I told you the ELISA technique, the viral one, physical examination, germination test. Okay, we use just like some phenolphthalein indicator, germination test. Okay, if it is red in color, it has good germination. If it is the color changes, it is poor germination percentage. Okay, they also conduct experiments on a petri dish. Okay, they will also put the sowing test. So many different tests are already standardized, established to identify a diseased planting material and certify it as a clean planting material. So they are already available, and this is exactly the role of a consultant like me, or when we join the National Horticulture Board under this Clean Plant Production Program, my job will be to integrate all these people, nurserymen, guide them, train them. Okay, many people may not know how to establish a rootstock. Many people may not know how to establish a graft. So it is my job to train all these people, do hand-holding, train them, and come to that minimum standards of GAP, which I've already explained to you. If they don't come under the GAP, I will simply say that out of 100 practices, this fellow has followed only 50. His marks is only 50. So I will take a nurseryman, somebody who is above 80. So that is my minimum standard when I go for the testing, coordination, training, and linkage.
Okay. What kind of training or awareness program does NHB offer to promote
See
gap
now the National Horticulture Board, after selecting their consultants and all that, see now there may be many training programs like Clean Plant Production Program, Nursery Propagation Techniques, Grafting Techniques, Budding Techniques, Protected Cultivation, Pot Culture Techniques. Okay, then we also have what is called as soilless cultivation propagation techniques. Okay, there are so many programs in IIHR and even in other places, they are standardized. Then how to select the source material, how to select the source grafts, how the rootstock should look like, what are the tests for the rootstock. Oh my God, That is a 1 week program. 1 week to 15 days, we run this program for nurserymen, farmers from the farmer producer organizations and so on. After that only, the training need assessment will come out. Then only we develop the training calendar, the timetable is made, okay, based on this training need assessment and the critical training needs. See, for example, grafting is a very critical training need in horticulture. Okay, bud grafting in mango is again critical. For example, gutti. Gutti is a grafting technique used in guava. Then we have veneer grafting. These are all different for different crops. So therefore, we standardize them. We give hands-on training for the nurserymen. And then, we also train the small gardeners. Under the nurserymen, we have gardeners who are going to be trained in all these things. And anyway, once when the clean plant production, clean plant is produced, a lot of certification is going to take place. It's not so easy. Yes.
Okay. Are there any model nurseries or demo farms supported by NHB that others
In
can
and
learn
around
from?
IIHR, there are so many nurseries. We have accredited them. I see a dozen of them. I'm not getting that name immediately. What is that? Some bandhu, some nurseries. In and around IIHR, I can get you some 10, 15. They're all accredited by us. We regularly give our planting material. We also have a buyback. So we have a list of such materials, nurseries which are accredited by us. So if one nodal center can do this, similarly other 9 nodal centers can also do it. And all these nurserymen will be coordinated by the nodal agency, by the National Horticulture Board.
Okay. What are the major challenges faced in implementing GAP for clean plant production in India?
See the major challenges are, see today it's all I am not saying who is corrupt, who is not corrupt. See, things can pass off a certifying agency just by a whisker or by whatever it is. So there are so many nurseries which are absolutely fraud. They don't produce planting material, they outsource it. That is the second challenge. And they may give inferior planting material, or even without the plants also they can make money. You give 100 plants and you say that you add some 2 zeros to it and you say that you are given 2 lakh plants. So all such things are possible. Therefore, there is a monitoring mechanism, there is a evaluation mechanism. So till, all this policing, monitoring, evaluation, they've all come only to put checks and, just like a checklist before an aircraft takes off. You can do it, but still some 1 or 2 crashes do occur, which you have seen. So these are the major challenges.
Okay. What has been the impact of GAP for CPP on the quality and export potential of Indian horticulture produce?
No, very important question you have asked. See, for example, in and around Pune, there was a lot of Tase Ganesh, okay, Thompson seedless. So, and we were also exporting, rising quality grapes. See, today what has happened, our gibberellic acid dipping is done for the grapes. Because in the export market, the gibberellic acid residues are very high. So all our raisins were getting rejected, all our fresh grapes were rejected. So in and around Pune and all that, they have converted to vineyards. They have started producing alcohol, okay, grape wine and all that. That fresh Tase Ganesh, Thompson seedless, rising quality grapes is gone. So therefore, what I am saying is, if we do not have a CPP standard, okay, your export market can be hit. Your domestic market can also be hit, and the local farmer can be doomed. See, nobody wishes to get doomed. Okay, therefore, the clean plant production program, more than the country's economy, the individual farmer livelihood is involved. The individual nurseryman livelihood is involved. There's a heavy competition today. So people, if you want to make business in horticulture through the clean plant production program, from this National Horticulture Board and MIDH initiative, you have to be very careful. You have to be professional. You cannot be a casual person and throw your business in the air.
How does National Horticulture Board plan to scale the CPP initiative in the coming years?
Yeah, see, now after we accredited these nurseries and all that, through the 9 centers, let us say that we have about 2,000 accredited nurseries throughout India. So they will become the training centers for further nurserymen. And then based on the results obtained, the upscaling, the finances through the bank, handholding, through the FPOs, the CBPOs, cluster-based business organizations are going to take place. It's a multiplier effect. See, earlier, in 2014 or even before that, when all these UPI payments started, people were skeptical how to live without cash. But today you saw our air defense system, you saw our UPI payments. We are number one. We are very, very advanced. Even the stealth bomber, that American one, which is housed here, Indian technologies are far, far reaching. So therefore, the upscaling will definitely take place because the initiative is made. And so far, we have come out with the green revolution, the white revolution, the yellow revolution, and the evergreen revolution. Today, it is all the Jamana of sustenance, sustainability, okay, and then upscale, scalability, and commercialization. And obviously, we are going in the right direction. And NHB has taken the right choice.
Okay. What role can private sector nurseries or agri-tech companies play in strengthening clean plant supply chains?
That's right. See, now the government nodal agencies, I told you the 9 centers, they are all ICR institutes. So now there is not a single state agriculture university. So the ICR institutes are going to identify the state agriculture university. That's also government, state government funded. ICR is Government of India funded. Okay, then now these state governments and the Krishi Vigyan Kendras, there are about 729 Krishi Vigyan Kendras in this country. We have about 700 districts in India. Recently, the Vikasit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, where I was also a part of it. So we went there, and then based on that recommendation, we will select these accredited nurseries. So all our nurseries are private people. Even private players like like Monsanto, Hindustan Liver, okay, Shape, Amul, all these people can also join the things. But remember, they will all be monitored, certified by the so-called government and semi-government agencies. Therefore, the entire CPP program is moving on a PPP mode, the public-private partnership mode. So without the private, no, the government itself cannot produce this 354 million metric tons of yield, or can we supply the planting material in the virgin areas and upscale the horticulture clean production program.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. We like to thank Dr. V.K. Jayaraghavendra Rao for the talk and for answering the question. This meeting will now be closed.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope to see you again. Good luck. Best wishes.
You're most welcome, sir. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.